It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Pittsburgh Panthers. Taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. We can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Lined up for the opening kickoff. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Miami Hurricane offense will take the field to get things started. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today. And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for him today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
Got the first down and still on his feet. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
That's a nice-looking run, man, and what a legacy here. When you think about Edgerrin James and Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, game breakers at the running back position. And this guy, he seems like he's destined to play on Sunday.
And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. He makes the grab. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Canes racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And the offense showing off the short passing game, moving the sticks. Nice job, and look at them. They're right on the football, ready to capitalize on this momentum.
He has the first and still on his feet. Turning it on! Touchdown, Miami! He got a step and just dusted the field.
You're the better team, you're playing at home. That's the way you start a football game. Putting a drive together, getting 6 on the board, taking the lead. Nice start by this offense.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Pittsburgh's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won, and last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. When you're going backwards, when you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
Pulls it in. It's Higgins.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate in his pass.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Grab near the sticks. It's Jones. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Looking to throw on first down. Wide open downfield. Now the connection takes it to the 11. This senior shows some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Back to pass. Makes the catch. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Extra point here will tie the game.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. Finds a little space. He's up to 57 yards rushing in this game, and he's almost certain to reach the 1,500-yard mark for the season. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On the move. Shakes off the defender. Big-time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. And the Canes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Under fire. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Hurricanes send out the punt unit. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds a man on the left. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up. Lost one deep down the right side. He's got it inside the 30. They make the stop, but a big pickup thanks to the big arm from this senior quarterback.
Well, this quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it, slow motion. Like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football back.
We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keeping those vibes going here in the second quarter. First play of the period will be a second down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's it.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And that's what I like most about this defense. When you try to take shots and make big plays, they get to the quarterback. They get him on the ground. Their 3rd sack of the day. And this is a unit that ranks in the top 10 in sacks in the country.
And he's got it from 57. What a beauty. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, you could make a case this is the game of the week in the SEC. Mississippi State is ahead early in Stark Vegas, but that's not exactly Dak Prescott out there. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by a field goal over Tennessee. Games like these just mean more in the SEC, and we'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should see.
Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They'll run play action. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Throwing on the run. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
When you get that quarterback and he starts to leak outside the pocket like that and roll, you roll with him. Those linebackers are supposed to move and shift with him, start to take away the field towards the sideline, because think about it. He's not going to throw back across his body. The defense read it well, moved with the rollout, made the big play.
And the Panthers want to pick up the tempo. Give to the back. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. The Panthers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. They bring the punter onto the field now. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Across the 45. There he goes. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. With that, he's got 101 yards rushing. He continues to impress as he leads the nation in rushing. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on 1st down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Races down to the 2 and stopped just short of the goal line as he goes out of bounds. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Canes line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Canes!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a 1st down. Let's see if they can put something together here. Looking to throw on 1st down. Here comes the heat. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Got his man quickly. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. Hit right back to the line. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Boone. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down.
When you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get 1st downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
Got it in the middle. It's Boone. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. And the Panthers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to throw it. Hit as he throws. Finds his man. It's Jones. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Jones. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The Panthers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Looking for a chunk play on 2nd and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Jones. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to the running back, closing space and getting that fast dude on the ground.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Quickly complete. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
These 3rd downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this 3rd down.
From the gun, the running back has it. He was running through tackles and picked up the 1st down and finally got knocked down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming. This is one of those momentum turning points. If this defense can force a field goal attempt, that is a victory for them. Trying to barrel in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! A great catch and run for 6.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll leave it with him. Sweet cut there. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Snap to the back. Creates a little room. Looking for room at the 40. He's loose down the left side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Hurricane. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And that is going to leave the head coach scratching his head. The final play of the 1st half, your opponent runs the ball, and you can't tackle him and get him down with all those bodies back playing prevent. That is a terrible job of defense, and to add insult to injury, you've now given up the lead.
1st half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there on South Beach, and we've had a lively 1st half.
The Hurricanes will kick it away to start the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the 2nd half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little 2nd half running the football, Palmer, out of this group.
Into the secondary on the right. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49. Pitt pushing the pace.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the...
Breaks into the open. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jones. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Snagged in the middle, it's Boone. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Gonna look downfield again. Hauls it in. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Rushes on him. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Here's a heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. When you play backer at Miami, you got to bring some of that vintage Kane attitude.
The attitude, the physicality, the dislike for people. That's what you need at the linebacker spot. Miami's found a few of those guys over the years.
Now third and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And he's already made one. The holder will put it down at the 26 for a 36-yard try. Good, right down the boulevard. That brings them to within 1. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Big 10 action right now, and wait till you see how things are playing out in this one, Phyllis. Oregon is currently ahead right now in Autzen Stadium, but they just haven't been able to separate themselves offensively. They're up by 4 over.
Touchdown, Miami! Special teams proving to be special. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returner, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
And oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Pitt will have to boot this one away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The Canes headed quickly to the line. Makes the grab on the left. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback. Stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it.
Turning it on. The 30. Past the 10. Touchdown, Canes. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed, look at the elusiveness, get into the end zone. Nice run.
PAT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Rides the back on the option, the give. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
The play-action fake. Unloads to the wideout. Finds space on the right. Oh, he's got some space. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain.
At the 10-yard line. First and goal, Pittsburgh.
Off the play fake on first down. Touchdown, Pitt! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And this QB's starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Got enough for the first. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. And the Canes will hustle to the line.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And they make the tackle not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third. We've reached the break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. He might want another play. They'll send the tight end in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to scramble. Rolling right and going deep. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Fires to the wideout. Already find a hole in that secondary. Touchdown, Hurricane! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. Now let's see if they can pull this one out. Looking to throw on first down. Working that left side now. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
This is a fun spot to be in defensively. Like, it's late in the football game. You know they're passing the football because you're up a couple of scores. You pin your ears back. You try to get to the quarterback. Play smart. Make sure you rally to the football tackle and don't give up the big plays.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
On fourth down, going to the air. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be...
Looking deep down the right side. He caught it, and he will score! Touchdown, Panthers.
And, man, is that perfect timing. You can tell quarterback drops back. He sees his guy, and he knows he's open. But watch the throw. Deep down the field, Palmer, right in the breadbasket. Nice play, nice pitch and catch.
He did a nice job of getting it up in the air early and allowing his guy to run under the football, locate it, and then make a tough grab. That is the definition of an explosive play.
Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their...
Going deep. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming.
Got to give this defense credit, man. They've been so good in the back end in coverage. They basically gave nothing away in the first half, and here they are in the second half defending a deep ball.
Direct snap. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Back has it. Runs through the tackle. Works his way out to the 36-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Hurricanes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Quickly complete. There he goes. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football there.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air on 2nd down. He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. A strike downfield. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air, chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Moving away from pressure. Finds his big tight end. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll move the tight end. Wants to keep it in the air. He's got it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The lead grows, and you can sense they know how important wins are this late here in Week 11.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Tight end now in motion. Going right to work up top. Caught behind the line. It's Soto. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
That's a big-time blow, man. Once you get that under that 3-minute mark and you're down by multiple possessions and you've got to put something together, the last thing you can do is turn it over because that clock is not your friend.
Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with the pickup of 4. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Smart move to keep it on the ground. They'll give him maybe 1 on the play. It's down to the 20.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Snap to the back. Runs through a tackle.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. The pull and throw off the RPO. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. A great chance to put this game away with a score here on 1st and goal. And he waltzes going for the score. Touchdown, Canes!
Well, this offense has been physical. They came out in this game with a lot of pride and the ability up front and the belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. Looking to throw. He's got it. 2-point try is good as they build on this lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something. Put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And the Panthers in the hurry-up.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
You've got a 3rd and manageable backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wide receiver. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You can tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
Wants to throw again. That's caught. It's Soto. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Soto. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Caught in the backfield, it's Soto. Gets away from one, finds room. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Wants to go up top on first down. It's complete on the right side. Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Looking downfield on first down. That's reeled in. It's Soto. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Got his man on the right. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. The Panthers moving quickly to the line. And they'll get to the line and spike it to stop the clock.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wants to go up top. Here's the pressure. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Fires into the end zone. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships, and how do you seal a game?
Breaks into the open. Crosses midfield. Past the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Hurricane. He got loose, and it was lights out after that. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the 4th, and now they can smell 8 straight wins.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. He wants a big play here late. And the ball falls to the ground, incomplete. The game is over, and that's just sort of how this one is gone. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys.